Berber Ford, and I'm Jasmine. Here are my group members, Michelle, Tenders, and Holly. Today we want to introduce you an exotic restaurant. Let's see it. Usura? No. Shakira? No. Casa? Definitely no. Okay, next. So what's this? Yes, it's Usta. And as you can see on the PowerPoint, it's a flag of a country. Does anyone want to guess what this country is? Raise your hand. Say again.
Turkey.
That's right, it's Turkey. So today we want to introduce you a Turkish restaurant. Let's go start. First, where is Usta and how to get there? As you can see in this, here is the here is the address of Usta. It's on Waya Street in Jai City. And if you start from Northern University and ride your scooter and at a moral speed, and it will take you about 30 to 40 minutes to there. However, if you are a first-time rider and you are very nervous and ride at about 30 kilometers per hour, like Michelle, then you will cost maybe 1 hour to get there. Although it's very safe, but it's too slow. Maybe when you arrive there and your friends are already finished their meals. Okay, after the funny stories of Michelle, I want to remind you of one thing. Because the Waya Street is on the left side of the Daya Road, and it's a small street and not very clear to see, so you must to pay more attention to the guide post, or you probably need to turn left. Okay, next. Let's talk about why we choose a restaurant and why we choose to. Why we choose a restaurant is because that we think there are lots of restaurants in Chiayi. However, in general, people going to the restaurant always care about the food is delicious or not, but sometimes ignore the environment, the interior space, and the story behind the restaurant. And then, why we choose Usta? It is one of my experience. It is because last year one of my friends told me, "Hey Jasmine, I know that there is a Turkish restaurant held by a Turkish man in Jai City, and it's very wonderful." So she took me to there, and when I first entered the restaurant, I thought, wow, it's so special, and I never imagined that Jai had Turkish cuisine. And also, the inner space, the environment are very comfortable to the customers. And the ornaments, decorations in the restaurant are all beautiful and adorable. When we read the menu, every Turkish cuisines are all delicate and attractive. Of course, the flavors of the dishes are delicious. So, therefore, when we discuss this presentation and set up to interview a restaurant, I first came up with Usta. So I proposed my group members Usta for our topic. Then after discussion, we finally decided to go to interview Usta, and we contacted the restaurant. But because the owner of the restaurant was Turkey recently, so we asked his wife. His wife is a Taiwanese woman named Alice. Alice was a very friendly woman and very energetic, and she presently promised us to have an interview. So that last Wednesday, we had a very wonderful night in Usta. Besides, after the dinner, we met a handsome and charming guy, and now he wants to say hello to everyone.
Bugün Türk lokantasında yemek yedik, sohbet ettik, eğlendik.
What he means is hello everyone and welcome to this restaurant, like that. Yes. And so you may be curious about who he is. He is not Alice's husband. But I have mentioned that Alice's husband was in Turkey now, and this man is his husband's elder brother. His name is Kambei. Yes, and he's also a chef of the restaurant. So last Wednesday we had a very wonderful and interesting interview with them. Yes, and that's because we think Usta is not just a restaurant. It's about a love and adventurous story, and it's about a rich Turkish culture and Turkish history. So then, next on. After my introduction, Tender will tell you the background and the story of the restaurant, and Michelle will take you to see the interior space and decorations in the restaurant, and Sam will share some tasty cuisine and reflections with you. And finally, Pauline will make a conclusion and teach you some simple Turkish. Okay, we cordially invite you to get into the Usta's world with us. Hope you like it.
Yeah. I am Tender. Before we are going to introduce the restaurant, I would like to share a beauteous and a wonderful story behind the restaurant with you. Yeah, it's a love story about Usta. Yeah. And next, Alice is a special and unique woman who pursues her dreams so well. She works for the wedding studio. Even though she's very busy, she still gives herself 2 months of the year, every year, to travel around the world in order to experience different kinds of cultures and enrich her life. She is a real adventurer. And she has been to 11 countries, and she can simply speak 5 to 6 languages, right? And it's really awesome because especially she is a woman. Yeah, it's awesome. And when we interview her, I can feel that she has a sense of feeling that makes her so appealing and attractive, right? Okay, the story starts from here. Yeah. Several years ago, Alice went to Turkey for traveling with her 2 friends, and they visited the restaurant in Istanbul and they met a guy. It was the first time they met. And Alice mentioned that when she was in Turkey, she really loved the culture in Turkey because people in Turkey, they live in the real moment, which means they enjoy the moment and seize the day. They seldom make a plan for their future, and she really admired the attitude a lot because unlike Asian culture, people are so nervous and they work for so long, however, ending regret and illness. But she also mentioned that she didn't like the weather in Turkey because it is too dry. Then when she went back to Taiwan, marvelously, his brother told him that maybe our restaurant had a great potential to run our business in Asia, especially in China. So his brother asked him to learn Chinese in Taiwan. So he went back to Taiwan. Yet. But he was very unfamiliar with Taiwan, and Alice was his only savior. And he asked Alice to take care of him, but we all know the ending. She takes care of him forever. Right? And it's like a scene from a movie. It truly appeared in our real life. It's really touching, right? And however, there is not always a bed of roses. And marriage in the far distance lasted for many years. Most of the time, Alice went to Turkey to accompany his husband. But it was still the painful time for them. But love conquered everything. I think some of you had that kind of experience before, right? And Alice thought that maybe they can open the restaurant in Taiwan. And as we can see, it really worked. Usta. And surprisingly, when went back to Taiwan, they also became 100 foreign